I recently lost my data because I misoperated on the computer that keep the data. And I'm really happy that IDRLab helped me get my data back. My name is Z, and I come from China, and now I'm a student at Stanford University, a PhD student at the Electrical Engineering Department. Actually, it's a hard disk that's being installed in our server, and it has the data of almost all the research we have. So what I usually do is once I produce the data, for example, once I write the code or I made a presentation, I'll just put them in the hard disk because that's the largest hard disk that we had for our lab. And most of the data are pretty large. So that's actually the only place where we can put the data. We didn't do any duplicates or copying the data at a second disk. The disk is 4 terabytes, and when we lost the data, it's almost full. So it's almost like 4 terabytes of data being completely wiped out. So because the hard drive was almost full, I was thinking of installing a second one into the into the server. And in order to do that, you need to install the new disk, format the new disk, and add a new partition on the new disk. And after that, you can be able to start working on the extra new disk. And the problem I made was when I was formatting the new disk, I thought I was doing that for the new disk, but actually I was formatting the old one. Because I was confused like which slot the new disk was being installed to. After I discovered I did something wrong, it was already too late. I tried something myself, like downloading a software that claims to be able to recover the data. And I tried that software and it didn't work out. I'm not completely sure about China, but I knew like a little bit about the US. I think the price range is usually around a few hundred to like a few thousand. And it usually depends on the type of the hard disk and also the amount of data being recovered. And I think specifically for a 4 terabyte hard disk, the charge will usually be around a few thousand. And there is actually no guarantee that you can get your data back. So I knew IDRLab from a friend, actually a lab mate of mine. I was pretty frustrated when I discovered that all my data are lost. And I was like even pretty desperate when I tried to recover it myself and it failed. And then a lab mate of mine told me that she knew a company called IDRLab, which can help me do the data recovery. And that's how I knew IDRLab, and I think I would give it a shot and try to see if I can get my data back. I feel really excited because that's like almost 2 years of the research. And that's like not only valuable to myself, it's also valuable for the research group because we have to redo many of the experiments and to rewrite many of the codes. And by getting the data back, it actually prevented this from happening, and it really helped not only myself but the research lab. So I'm extremely happy to have the data back.